feel like the lighting is so bad, but whatever. I'm going to look at my boobs because it seems like the perfect spot to just look at and not look like I'm looking over my head or anywhere else. Is that the pause button? No, it's not. My goodness me. Stop. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. You can't be back because this is like my first video in this channel. So welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Biamani, and in this channel there's a lot going on, but right now this is the only thing going on, so I'm going to do this. Today we're going to do a book recommendation video because I have nothing better to do with myself and I've been reading a lot, so why not? So I'm going to get the books from my Goodreads catalog because I can't remember some of the other books' names. Only my super favorite, or the ones that made like a huge impact on me. But sometimes I just read without reading the title. I don't know if it's just me. Like I don't read the title of the book or the author. I just get into it. Or the blip. I just read. Yeah, so there are a couple of books that I've read. By a couple I mean like 37 according to my Goodreads. But I've read more. And it's not to reach my Goodreads like goal. No. I don't read like that. That just sucks the fun out of reading. And by the time I finish my Goodreads goal, I would have finished all the books in the world and I'll be stuck with just third-person books. And I only read first person. So no, I'm not gonna do that. The first book that I'm going to recommend is it's Birthday Girl. It's not The Birthday Girl. It's Birthday Girl by Penelope Dauntless. Penelope Dauntless. By the way, her surname, that's eyelashes and Divergent. Yes. Anyway, out of topic. Birthday Girl by Penelope Dauntless, and it is about this girl who, it could be controversial to some people. I don't think it is. It's just a book. This girl who, she breaks up with her boyfriend, but then she broke up with her boyfriend while they were staying with her boyfriend's dad. No, wait, correction, Siggy's. She is staying with her ex-boyfriend's dad. I forgot the reason. I think it's kind of valid. She went to the cinema and she dropped her wine bottle, and then when she went down there, he was there, and then they sat down, they watched the movie, and that's it. The next day, it was only then when she found out that it was her boyfriend who was going to be her ex-boyfriend's father, and she ended up living in the same house with him. Romance brewed. It's so cute. It's like a small town little romance, and I liked it. It also has age gap. I'm not sure if people are into that. There's age gap. Our heroine, I think she's blonde, and yeah, it's sweet. The next one is my, if you've watched the movie, this could actually ruin it a little. But if you have the ability to ignore what happens in movies and you read books, then you can read Twilight. Hear me out. The book is decent and it's a very nice reread. Like, I've reread Twilight so many times. Like, it's very good. Like, the first book, I've only read the first book, and the others I care not to know because in New Moon Edward isn't there. Why would I read about Tyler? I don't care about Tyler. Yes. So Twilight by Stephanie. No, I nearly said Stephina. Stephanie Meyer. This is why I don't do book recommendations, because I'm sorry, but I can't say the author's names. So sad. Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. If you don't know Twilight, it's about this girl. Her name is Bella. Isabella. She moves to Folk, I think is how you say the name of the town where her dad is, because of some reason that I forgot. But she moves there and it's always raining. It's a little town outside of, I think it's Seattle. She moves there and it's always raining, and she's the new kid at school, and there are these band of kids who are pale, typical vampire books, with golden eyes. I think their eyes are gold. Yes, they keep to themselves. They are the, what's their surname? Shucks, I forgot their surname. But they are a family, and Bella becomes intrigued and she wonders why aren't they there when the sun is out and all that other vampire nonsense. That is Twilight. If you want another vampire book recommendation, I will recommend Vampire Academy by Rachel, bear with me, Rachel Mead. I hope I said that right. Rachel Mead. It's a very nice vampire book. I liked it, I enjoyed it. Even though our protagonist, the main character, isn't like, she isn't a vampire per se, but she still holds significant power and strength. And it's very nice to see the romance between Rose, our protagonist, and what's his name? Dimitri. Even his name is nice. And Dimitri just develop. It's about Rose and her best friend slash the person she's supposed to protect. She's the last remaining heir of her bloodline, and she has to be protected. But then Rose found out something the night that they had to run away, and so she took her away from that place. But they caught them and they brought them back to the academy, and now strange things are happening again at the academy, and there's death left and right, up and down, center. It's very nice. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's almost like, because Rose has this ability to get sucked into her best friend, whose name I keep forgetting, into her best friend's mind per se. Like, she sees what her best friend sees, and it's like we're almost reading the book from two point of views, but it's actually just one. It's just we seeing what Rose is seeing when Rose is inside her best friend's mind, body. Yeah, I thought that was interesting, the dynamics of how the author was able to just that. So yeah, that is Vampire Academy by Rachel Mead. Another recommendation that I have is Shadow and Bone. This is a fantasy. Shadow and Bone by Leah. I'm pretty sure it's Leah. I don't know why I said Leah, because I saw a G. Leah Berdugu. Leah Berdugu. I'll put the image somewhere here so you can see it for yourself, and I like spell out the author's name just because I'm saying gak. Yes, Shadow and Bone is actually really nice. If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, there's actually a Netflix series on this very book. So if you don't feel like reading the book, you can watch the series on Netflix, which is a very good adaptation of the book. Like, I'm even shocked. It's the best and most accurate book to TV show, book to movie adaptation out there. Point blank simple. I like it. Shadow and Bone follows this girl who is a I think she's able to summon light, so light comes out of her, and she's at this camp, and she's summoned before the Duckling, who is essentially this very powerful person who summons darkness instead. And there's almost like a romance brewing between the two until the very end, when she finds out the Duckling's true intentions. And I'm kind of sad of the turn that it took, but once you get into the book, you'll know what I'm talking about. So there's this dark cloud filled with creatures that just eat people, that separates the two countries, so nobody can pass there. But because she summons light, she's about to, like, she's she's able to scare away those dark creatures in that vault thingy. So yeah, it's very interesting. It has a very strong heroine. Heroine. Tricky. It has a very strong protagonist, and if you want that, I think it's a very good book for you to read. If you don't want to read it, you can watch the show on Netflix. It's called Shadow and Bone, and season 2 just came out. So did it come out? I don't know. If it didn't come out, correction Sigis. If it came out, good for you. You can watch that too. So yeah, Shadow and Bone. Next book that I want to recommend is Switched by Amanda Hocking. This came from my brain because it made an impact on me. It's a trilogy. So it's a trilogy that focuses on this girl. I forgot her name. Excuse me. This girl who has very wild brown hair. Like her features are like earthy, but she's not like dirt. She's just earthy, like brown skin, brown hair, like hair that is wild and can't be tamed. And she's sitting in class and she's just wondering, like, will she ever fit in? And then all of a sudden she gets kidnapped by this guy named Flynn. I hope that's his name, Flynn. And taken into this fantasy world called Tyrell Kingdom. And she finds out that she's actually a changeling. She was a changeling, which is basically when the trolls they can't like sustain their kids in the kingdom. So what they do is they switch the troll child with a human child and have the human child live their best life and money, have a wealthy family, and then they switch the children back. I think that's evil, but whatever. They did that. And she finds out that she's actually royalty. So she was a royal changeling and that her life was in danger and that the kingdom needs her. And then she steps into this world where she's regal and she has to learn how to be regal. And she kind of fits in, but she kind of doesn't either, even though it's like her origins and where she belongs. You see a frigid mother and daughter relationship. There's like friction between them, and you see a romance brewing between the guy who kidnapped her and her. So that's also cute. It's very nice. It's a trilogy, spans through 3 books. I think it's Switched, Torn, and Ascended. Yes. And it's very good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's YA, by the way. It's YA. Yeah, it's very nice. Okay, so if you're into classics, no, wait, before we get to the classics, honorable mention to Samantha Shannon. I love her very much. And currently right now she's blowing up with her other book. I think it's called The Orange Pegany Tree something. I just know that there's an orange and the book is very big. She's blowing up on that book. I'll put it somewhere up here so you guys can see it. But yeah, her other book, which I feel is very underrated, is The Bone Season by her, Samantha Shannon. And we follow 19-year-old. No! I will not forget her name because she's my favorite protagonist and I love her very much. Paige, yes. We follow 19-year-old Paige and as she navigates this new world that she's going to be pushed into. It's not really new, but it's like new with new concepts and stuff. She's in this underground kind of like criminal syndicate where they like, do they steal? I think they do. I mean, they have to survive off of something. They like simple espionage, and they are like the outcasts of society. They have these different abilities. Like Paige, her ability, she has the ability to dream walk. Yes, she has the ability to dream walk, and her headspace or her what do they call it? They call it something. Hers is red. It's a field of poppy flowers, And I think it's a very cool concept in a book because not many books are like that. Paige is able to see the auras in a way, and the color of the dream space can tell her like what the other being has the ability to do. Some can read cards, some can like control some of the spirits, some like they all have different abilities. I forgot, I've been in this world for so long that I don't actually know what the others can do. And so trouble begins to brew when she gets kidnapped, and she gets sent to this camp where she meets our male book boyfriend, book talk, and his name is, okay, we first get introduced to him as Warden. His name is actually not Warden, it's his title. They call him Warden because he's the warden, and he's betrothed, not betrothed, what do you call this? He's engaged. Yes, but they don't use the word engaged. He's engaged to the queen or the leader of this movement. It's a dystopian. You understand what I mean by movement. And we see that he's assigned to Paige. Apparently Paige is very important, and so he's assigned to Paige for somewhat reason that you shouldn't know yet. And we see almost like interest brewing between them, and in the end it's just a very ending that will demand you get the second book, the third, the fourth, the fifth. Right now we're waiting for the 6th book in this 7-book installment series. So yes, if you don't mind waiting for a book that's coming out in 2027, it's the 6th book, so you have 5 books to read through, so don't rush. If you don't mind waiting till 2027 for like a 6th book to come out, please read The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. It's amazing. This is a very uninformative book recommendation, but I don't care. This is the most I could get out of saying. Okay, and another book recommendation that is in my head, I don't have one. If you like classics, I'll recommend Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I'll also recommend Hamlet by William Shakespeare. Cliche, I know. If you want something similar to Hamlet, you can just read Macbeth by William Shakespeare. And if you're really a hopeless romantic, you can just read Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. I don't like it, but you can read it. It's a book recommendation video. And yeah, so far those are the only classics that I've read thoroughly and thoroughly enjoyed to a certain point, because at some point I just questioned the characters' logic and their ability to reach a certain level and point of stupidity. Every time I thought they couldn't get any more stupider, they got stupider. Yeah, no. Anyway, I'm putting this out there. Book recommendation. There you go. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I hope you subscribe, like if you like it, dislike, please don't, but like, and share so more people can get a very uninformative book recommendation video. Thank you.